Agriculture in India. The word agriculture is derived from the Latin word agricultura, agri meaning field and cultura meaning growing or cultivation. So therefore we can define agriculture as the cultivation of soil in order to grow crops and rear livestock. Agriculture has been practiced in India since ages. Nearly two-thirds of India's population depends on agriculture directly or indirectly. So therefore, agriculture means it's a cultivation of soil in order to grow crops and rear livestock. Features of India's agriculture. Number one, dependence on monsoon. Indian agriculture has always been dependent on the arrival of monsoon, which is highly unreliable, both uncertain and irregular. The large-scale irrigation serves only one-third of the crop area. The remaining has to suffer the vagaries of monsoon. Number two, variety of crops. Like as we know, India's vast relief, varying climatic and soil condition produce a variety of crops. Both tropical and subtropical crops are grown in India. Like we can say wheat, barley are grown in India. Number three, preponderance of food crop. So since India has to feed a large population, so therefore the preponderance of food crop over other crop is the most important feature of Indian agriculture. That means in India, a large area has been devoted for the cultivation of food crop as India has to feed a huge population. Next point is different crop season. Like India has three main crop season which are most influenced by the changing season. That's Kharif, which is a summer crop, Rabi, which is a winter crop, and Jad, which is a summer cropping season. That means it's a short cropping season. So now let's see the importance of agriculture. So, like while relative importance of agriculture has been reduced as a consequence of the rapid industrial development, but still agriculture forms the backbone of Indian economy. So let us see point number one. It provides food for people and fodder for our livestock. Number two, it provides raw material for the agro-based industries such as textile, sugar, edible oil, etc. Number three, it accounts for a substantial portion of India's export. Commodities such as tea, coffee, cashew nut, and spices are mostly exported, and in return, we get foreign income. Number four, it provides employment to millions of people. That means it's a source of livelihood to millions of people. Number five, it generates working capital for non-agricultural development. And last, it also acts as a consumer for many industrial products. That means a large part of a market for industrial goods, especially the farm inputs like fertilizers, pesticides, implement, machineries, etc. Now, problems of Indian agriculture. So, despite a number of efforts being made for agricultural development, the agricultural yield in India is still low in comparison to the developed countries in the world. Now, let's see the causes. Number one, unreliable rainfall. So as you know that Indian agriculture is dependent to a large extent on the monsoon, and these monsoons are highly uncertain, irregular and unevenly distributed. So that is why when rain fails, agriculture production is badly affected, resulting in the scarcity of food grains. Number two, soil erosion. So this is another, like, the greatest problem of Indian farmers, or like the farmers in India. So soil erosion is not only a major cause for depleting the soil fertility, but it also results in the loss of valuable crop land. Number three, old and inefficient method and technique of farming. Like the Indian farmers, they make use of old tools and implements which are inefficient, like wooden plow and bullock are still used by the majority of farmers. Number four, faulty cultivation of crops. In India, agriculture is practiced by, like, repetitive cultivation of the two main crops, that's rice and wheat. So these two crops deplete the soil fertility. Number five, small and fragmented land holding. So majority of land holding in India are very small, and these small and fragmented holdings cannot provide modern agriculture. Number six, subsistence farming. That means this is a type of farming which is mainly practiced in India. And why they practice this type of farming means it's because the per capita cultivable land is a mere 1/4 hectare, and the farm produces just enough to sustain the farmer. Number seven, flood and droughts are common in India. Number eight, unsound credit system. That means the farmers are not provided with the proper financial support. Okay, the farmers often suffer the burden of heavy debt, so they do not have capital to invest in improvement. And lastly, number nine, poverty and illiteracy of farmers. So, due to the illiteracy, while widely prevalent in the village, that means in Indian villages, the farmers are reluctant to use a modern scientific method of cultivation. That means since they don't have any idea about it, so they don't want to use the modern method. Like many of them do not use new and better quality seeds, neither they use fertilizers and pesticides to ensure good quality crop. So they still continue to use the old, like the low quality seeds and outdated implements. So, and there's inadequate protection against the diseases also. So now Green Revolution. So Green Revolution refers to the introduction of high yielding variety HYV of seeds and increased use of fertilizers and irrigation method. So it was aimed at providing increased production to make India self-sufficient in food grain. So the main purpose of this revolution, that means the Green Revolution, was to make India self-sufficient in the production of food grains. So objectives, number one, use of HYV seeds, that's high yielding varieties of seeds. Number two, irrigation. Number three, use of insecticides and pesticides. Number four, consolidation of land holding, like in place of fragmented, the land has to be consolidated. And number five, rural electrification, where they can make use of the tube wells and all. Number six, supply of agricultural credit. Number seven, use of fertilizer. And last one, develop crops more adaptable to the environment. So these are the special objectives of the Green Revolution.